Imagine a world where danger hides in the thermal signature of a footprint, a flicker of heat revealing a presence. What if the most crucial details are invisible to the naked eye? Every object, every living thing, emits a unique heat signature. What happens when we learn to read these silent whispers, unveiling hidden intentions and unseen realities? If your eyes can't see this, your facility is basically a ticking time bomb for a multi-million-dollar unplanned shutdown. I'm Gaius, your industrial partner, and if you are a plant manager, senior engineer, process engineer, line maintenance, or quality auditor, this is your mandatory orientation. Today, we are moving from guesswork to predictive maintenance, or PDM. I'm going to show you how to use the Victor 328A to protect your assets. By the end of this 8-minute session, you will know exactly how to pass ISO 9001, 14001, and 50001 audits with visual proof. Plus, I'll reveal the industrial parts guide to optimize your procurement budget by 40%. Don't skip, because what you don't see will cost you. In a world-class manufacturing plant, the auditor doesn't want to hear, "It feels okay." They want data, hard numbers, clear evidence, and a trail of accountability. In today's competitive industrial landscape, gut feelings and guesswork simply don't cut it. Auditors are trained to look beyond surface impressions. They're searching for proof that every process is under control, every risk is managed, and every standard is met. That's why when an auditor walks onto your factory floor, they're not just observing, they're verifying. They want to see that your systems are robust, your monitoring is continuous, and your results are repeatable. In short, they want to see that you're not just compliant, but truly in command of your operations. For ISO 9001, which is all about quality management, we rely on the Victor 328A thermal camera to create what we call thermal baselines. These baselines are more than just snapshots. They're a living record of your equipment's health over time. By capturing precise thermal images of critical assets, we can track subtle changes that might indicate wear, misalignment, or impending failure. This data-driven approach means you're not just reacting to problems after they occur, you're anticipating them, preventing downtime, and ensuring that every product rolling off your line meets the highest standards. The Victor 328A doesn't just help you pass an audit, it helps you build a culture of quality, where every decision is backed by real, actionable data. No data means no reliability, plain and simple. Without a solid foundation of evidence, you can't prove your processes are working, or even that they exist. Imagine trying to troubleshoot a recurring issue with no historical records, or attempting to demonstrate compliance with nothing but verbal assurances. It's a recipe for uncertainty, wasted resources, and failed audits. Data is your shield against these risks. It's the backbone of continuous improvement, allowing you to spot trends, identify root causes, and drive meaningful change. In the world of ISO standards, data isn't optional, it's essential. Now, when it comes to ISO 5001, which focuses on energy management, the stakes are even higher. Every bit of heat lost from your systems is energy wasted, and that waste shows up directly on your utility bills. With the Victor 328A, you can visualize exactly where energy is escaping, whether it's through poorly insulated pipes, malfunctioning valves, or inefficient equipment. By identifying these hotspots, you can take targeted action to seal leaks, optimize performance, and reduce your overall energy consumption. This isn't just about saving money, it's about building a sustainable operation that meets global standards for efficiency and environmental responsibility. Whether it's a steam leak hissing away valuable energy or an overloaded bus bar threatening to overheat, the Victor 328A gives you the power to spot the cause before the effect hits your electricity bill, or worse, causes a costly shutdown. Early detection means you can fix small issues before they become big problems. It's proactive maintenance at its best, and it's the difference between running a plant that's always putting out fires and one that's always a step ahead. And for ISO 14001, which covers environmental management, the stakes are not just operational, they're global. Preventing thermal runaway isn't just about protecting your equipment, it's about safeguarding your community and the environment. Overheated machinery can lead to fires, emissions, and hazardous incidents that put people and ecosystems at risk. By using thermal imaging to detect and address these risks early, you're not only complying with regulations, you're demonstrating a commitment to environmental stewardship. Every scan is a step toward a safer, cleaner, and more responsible operation. Just one scan with the Victor 328A fulfills your proactive risk assessment for fire and resource waste. It's a simple action with far-reaching benefits, protecting your assets, your people, and your reputation. In the world of ISO compliance, the triple lock approach, quality, energy, and environment, means you're not just meeting standards, you're setting them. With the right tools and the right data, you can turn compliance from a challenge into a competitive advantage. Take a moment to observe this motor in action. At first glance, it appears to be running smoothly, seamlessly integrated into the rhythm of the factory floor. The hum of machinery, the steady rotation of the shaft, and the absence of any obvious vibrations or noise might lead you to believe everything is operating perfectly. But is that really the case? Sometimes what we see or hear on the surface can be deceiving. Listen closely. To the untrained ear, the motor sounds flawless, almost musical in its consistency. The technician, using a stethoscope, hears only the expected whirring and humming. The operator, glancing at the control panel, sees all systems in the green. But beneath this calm exterior, subtle warning signs may be brewing. Signs that traditional senses and routine checks can easily miss. Now let's introduce a new perspective. When we examine the same motor through the lens of the Victor 328A thermal camera, a different story unfolds. The thermal overlay reveals a stark contrast in temperatures. The bearing is running dangerously hot at 95 degrees Celsius, while the housing remains at a much cooler 45 degrees Celsius. This temperature differential is invisible to the naked eye and inaudible to the ear, but it's a critical clue that something is amiss. So, what's causing this hidden heat? The root cause could be excessive bearing friction, perhaps due to inadequate lubrication or wear and tear over time. Alternatively, it might be a phase imbalance, an electrical issue that disrupts the smooth flow of power and generates excess heat deep within the motor. These problems are often invisible during routine inspections, but they quietly undermine the motor's health, setting the stage for bigger issues down the line. And what's the effect if these early warning signs go unnoticed? The answer is costly and disruptive. Catastrophic failure, often striking at the worst possible moment, right in the middle of peak production. When a motor breaks down unexpectedly, entire production lines can grind to a halt, leading to missed deadlines, lost revenue, and a scramble to get things running again. But with the Victor 328A, we gain the power of condition monitoring. By regularly scanning motors and other critical equipment, we can spot these hidden issues early, long before they escalate into full-blown failures. This allows us to schedule repairs during planned maintenance windows, minimizing downtime and keeping production on track. Ultimately, this is the key difference between a reactive technician, always putting out fires, and a predictive engineer who uses data and technology to stay one step ahead. By investigating cause and effect with the right tools, we transform maintenance from a source of stress into a strategic advantage. Now, detecting the problem is only half the battle. In the world of industrial maintenance, identifying a failing component is just the beginning of a much larger process. Once you know what's wrong, the real challenge begins, finding the right replacement part, at the right time, and at the right price. This is where a smart sourcing strategy becomes absolutely essential for any operation that values efficiency and cost control. Sourcing the replacement is the other half. It's not just about finding any part, it's about ensuring compatibility, quality, and reliability. The process can be overwhelming, with thousands of options and suppliers to choose from, each with their own pricing structures and delivery timelines. Mistakes here can lead to costly downtime or even further equipment damage. This is where the Industrial Parts Guide really changes everything. It streamlines the entire sourcing process, giving you instant access to verified parts data, supplier ratings, and up-to-date pricing. With this tool, you can quickly compare options, check for compliance, and make informed decisions, all in one place. Don't let your supply chain overpay. By leveraging real-time market data and supplier benchmarks, you can negotiate better deals and avoid hidden markups. The Industrial Parts Guide empowers your team to make smarter purchasing decisions, ensuring you get the best value for every dollar spent. When your Victor 328A identifies a failing component, you don't have to scramble or guess what to do next. The data is seamlessly integrated into your sourcing workflow, so you can act fast and minimize downtime. You can use our optimized MRO strategy to source high-end Western standard parts directly. This means you're not just replacing a part, you're upgrading your entire maintenance process, ensuring long-term reliability and performance. That way, you save your budget while still maintaining peak compliance. With the right sourcing strategy, you can keep your operations running smoothly, avoid unnecessary expenses, and ensure every part meets the highest standards of quality and safety. Predictive maintenance is an investment in your career and your plant's future, so stop guessing and start predicting. Check the product link in the description below for the Victor 328A and the Industrial Parts Guide for your evaluation. If you're coming from LinkedIn, drop a LinkedIn engineering comment below. I'm your partner in industrial manufacturing reliability. Stay safe, keep the power flowing, be competitive in the global market today.